Hey, welcome to Max Fitness Training Tips. Welcome back again, and it's the Kman here, and I brought my good friend here, Herbie. How you going, Herbie? Say hello to everyone. Hey, how you going, everybody? Yes, Herbie's here to help me to share a message today and get you to look at training from a different perspective. What I want you to do is get your X-ray goggles on. See, what most trainers do when they come across a new exercise, they look at the exercise and the first thing they look at is what muscle does it train. So what they do is they look at training from an outside-in point of view rather than an inside-out. So when you're looking from an outside-in, you see a new exercise and you go, wow, that works that muscle. Well, that must be really good, fantastic. And you can load it up in there and then off they go and they start doing that exercise. But what I want you to do is to look at it from the opposite. I want you to look at it from the inside out, not the outside in. So when you see an exercise, the first thing I want you to look at, don't look at the muscle, I want you to look at the joints. So look at the skeleton, like Herbie. Imagine Herbie's doing an exercise without, oh, he just lost his head, right? Whether he's doing a bench press or he's swinging a weight or whatever it might be, look at what's happening underneath the muscles. Because one thing I do know is that a lot of the injuries people get as they progress through life or mature in life, we tend to be arthritic or joint or cartilage or tendon or meniscus, those types of injuries such as osteoarthritis and bursitis and tendonitis and tendinopathy. It won't necessarily be so much the muscles but more so the joints and the bones. So when you look at an exercise, what I want you to do is get your X-ray goggles on and look at the exercise and imagine Herbie is doing it with his head obviously put together, and imagine him doing it and see what is that exercise doing to the joint. What's it doing to the bones? What's it doing to the cartilage? What's it doing to the meniscus in the knee? What's it doing to the ligaments? What's it doing to the tendons? And if it's not contradicting the health of those parts, those body parts, then look at what's it doing to the muscle. Because a great philosophy to have, which I've learned a long time ago, is I want you to train the muscle while protecting the joints, or train the muscle without compromising the joints, because the last thing you want is to promote joint challenges for your clients later on in life. And a lot of the exercises that you see around, yes, they do work the muscle and they do get the heart rate up and work the cardiovascular system, but they can be creating a wear and tearing or degeneration or deterioration of the joints due to the design of the exercise, the force going across the joints, such as shearing forces. There might be rotational forces, it might be heavily loaded, or might be long levered or third class lever type movement. And all those types of movements compromise the joint. They certainly do work the muscle, and sometimes they're quite strenuous, so they get your heart rate up and get you huffing and puffing to work at the cardiovascular system. But what will probably happen over time with that degeneration of the joint, when the joint starts to suffer from these conditions or repetitive strain injuries or overload injuries, and they start getting osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis or tendonitis or bursitis or capsulitis, whatever it might be, or osteitis or plantar fasciitis, whatever it might be, one of these itises, when that happens, you're not going to be able to work the muscle anyway, because you can only work a joint if the joint is healthy, irrespective of what the muscles are doing around it. So I want you to start to think a bit deeper as a fitness professional, not superficial as a fitness trainer. Look deeper and look at what is the exercise doing to the joints. Now obviously to do that you're going to have a good understanding of your anatomy. And if you've forgotten your anatomy, then hey, best you open up the books and start digging in there, because the number one rule as a fitness trainer or fitness professional is I will not hurt my client. Not now or not down the track. So make sure that your exercise now, they may not feel the pain now, but it's causing underlying deterioration that eventually down the track could lead to a joint challenge that could really compromise their quality of life. So to finish off, think of this. You want to be training the muscles while not compromising the joints. You want to be training the muscles while protecting the joints. You don't train the muscles while compromising the joints. And the only way to do that is to get those X-ray goggles on, be the Superman, and look through and see what's happening in the skeletal system. Because the skeletal system needs to be protected so you can still work the muscular system. So get those goggles on, get your maybe your anatomy books back out again, and start to look at the exercise you're currently doing and be able to justify it from a long-term health point of view, And that will also give the tools of how to look at new exercises that come into the marketplace and go, okay, I can see how it works the muscle, I can see how it works the cardiovascular system, but what is it doing to the joints? That could be a compromising challenge down the track. Therefore, I'm not going to do it now because it's not if, it's just when I injure my client or injure myself. So you heard it here, and I'll see you in the next fitness training tips. What do you reckon, Herbie? That sounds a really good idea, Kman. Okay, Herbie's got his head back together.